What's going on, everybody? Today we have a very quick, very easy, lower calorie meal prep with this teriyaki chicken recipe. But let's be clear, it may be easy and simple, but it tastes delicious. So let's jump into how to make it. We'll get started today with just cooking our rice. I'm adding 275 grams of white long grain rice to a saucepan. I'm just gonna let this toast for a second or so, and then we can add in the recommended water and let simmer until the rice is cooked through. Now once our rice is where we like it, let's fluff it up a little bit and then we can set it off to the side until we come back to it later. Alright, moving on to our chicken. I went ahead and just diced up 1,000 grams of chicken breast into bite-sized pieces like so. Now we can get these scattered around our cast iron, which is on high heat, and then we can season with a pinch of salt and a pinch of red pepper flakes for a little bit of heat. And the seasoning for all 1,000 grams is in the description. Now again, my pan is on high heat, and that's super important because the chicken is bite-sized, so it's not going to take very long to cook. In fact, to achieve any crust on the outside, I'd recommend just not touching your chicken until it's almost done cooking, which should give it enough time to develop that crust we're looking for. But anyways, once all of my chicken is done, I'm going to add it to a mixing bowl here on the side, and then we can just set this off before we come back to it later with our rice. Now in the same pan, let's add in a little bit more oil and then turn the heat to medium or so. I'm going to toss in 680 grams of steamed broccoli. You can instead just roast the broccoli in the oven at 450. That's perfectly fine, but I like steaming it first until it's soft and then searing it in a skillet for color. We'll season this with 1 teaspoon of salt and then a pinch of red pepper flakes, about half a teaspoon. And then as the broccoli starts to get some color, I'm going to add in 1 clove of minced garlic to the center to toast for a second. And then we can toss all this together. And for the broccoli too, we'll get this in a bowl and then we'll set it off to the side. Perfect. So I went ahead and just cleaned out my pan, and I've got my burner now on low heat. We'll add some oil and then just toss in 4 cloves of minced garlic and then 2 tablespoons of minced ginger, about equal portions actually of both minced garlic and ginger. We'll let this toast for a second until it becomes fragrant, and then we can toss in 140 grams of soy sauce, 35 grams of brown sugar, 30 grams of rice vinegar, and then 2 teaspoons of hot chili oil. Now we can mix this together and then turn our heat to medium. Now I'm just going to start adding in a cornstarch slurry to thicken the sauce, and I ended up adding 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to 2 tablespoons of water, which was just the perfect amount for my liking, and you can see that my sauce is coming together nicely here. So let's just get our cooked chicken back in there and start coating all of that in the sauce, and dog, that is looking super good with the sauce just glistening in the light. Alright, enough drooling. Let's go ahead and prep our teriyaki. For the prepping, we're going to go ahead and do this in thirds, which most of you guys are familiar with. We'll start by putting our broccoli on one side of the containers like so, making sure we get all of that garlic in there too. And then we can take our rice and add that to the middle, and you can switch the order if you want, but I personally like my rice next to my chicken to capture all the sauce. So with that, we'll take our chicken and add it to the other side here, and yes, of course, we're going to make sure we get every last bit of that sauce because it's super tasty. And then we'll finish this off with some green onion for garnish, and there you have it, an easy teriyaki chicken you can throw together for your meal prep, and you'll absolutely love it. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back with more.